You may be wondering, what did I miss last night on Tropical Storm Ian? Well, I'm going to bring you up to date on all the specifics right now. First of all, that's the latest 12-hour satellite loop looking down from outer space. Appears to be getting a little bit better organized, though still a little bit ragged looking. It's strengthened to 50-mile-an-hour sustained winds now, so it's getting a little bit stronger. Moving off to the west-northwest at 12 miles an hour. Still expecting to make a bit of a turn today to the northwest and strengthen into a hurricane in the next 24 hours. And once it gets to that point, it's going to really explode into a major hurricane. At least that's what the intensity models are forecasting. Category 3, maybe a Category 4 hurricane over the southeastern Gulf as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, we are not in the error cone across the Palm Beaches or Treasure Coast, but if this does take more of a turn along the right edge, we could see some impacts here in terms of gusty winds, squalls, and tornadoes. So something to keep an eye on there. If it takes the middle of the road, like it's projected to do, which it hardly ever does, but if that's where it winds up going, or maybe off to the western edge, we'll see minimal impacts, if any, here across the Palm Beaches or the Treasure Coast. But it looks like landfalling somewhere across North Florida, maybe back toward southeastern Alabama. It's hard to say exactly where it's going to wind up. There's so much uncertainty with this, a little bit higher uncertainty with this than there is with most tropical cyclones. Unfortunately, most of the models agree, but not all of them. And I wouldn't mind if some of the less reliable models are the ones that don't agree, but it's some of the better models that don't agree, and that's a little bit concerning. I'll show you what I mean in just a minute. Hurricane watch, tropical storm watch also out for western Cuba. There were no watches or warnings for South Florida. I've had a lot of people ask me, do I put my shutters up? The answer is no. You typically only do that once we go into a watch. The fire department and first responders always advise against putting shutters up too early, but we'll see if we go under a watch. It's possible we'll never go under a watch here in South Florida based on the latest spaghetti plots. However, that's not the entire picture. It looks like they are pretty tightly clustered up toward the Panhandle, but there are a few outliers not on those spaghetti plots, like the European model that has it a little bit closer to, say, Tampa, which would leave us about 150 miles away from the center. And that's plenty close enough for a major hurricane to get at least some impact here on the east coast of Florida. Here's the future radar over the next 72 hours, kind of over the eastern Gulf of Mexico. It's going to move across western Cuba as a major hurricane and not really be impacted too much there. So it's going to stay really strong over the southeastern Gulf where the waters are pretty much untapped and very warm, 88, 89 degrees in there with not a whole lot of wind shear, but as it moves north, it will encounter some pretty stiff southwesterly winds aloft. So wind shear will occur just before landfall, but it's still going to be a pretty wide range of winds there across the Florida Panhandle and the Big Bend area. Now, here's what I mean about the uncertainty. The GFS model, the American model, has the center passing by about 350 miles from us. That's Wednesday evening. I'm going to do the same thing on the European model and show you at the same exact time where the European model is different. This is, again, the reason for some concern. The European model is a pretty good model, and it's got it only about 150 miles away, right over Tampa, at the same time Wednesday night. So I'd feel a lot better if the European model agreed with all the other ones, but it just hasn't happened yet, and we'll have to keep an eye on that because the impacts here would still be indirect, but it'll be more noticeable with that kind of a track than it would be if it goes where the American model says. We do have a marginal threat of severe weather on Tuesday, something to keep an eye on because we're going to be in the right-hand side, the stronger side of this system, which means we have the possibility of getting a couple of isolated tornadoes. We're not going to get away totally unscathed here. So here are the 5 things that you might want to keep an eye on. Keep in the back of your mind, an explosion to a major hurricane is likely. The track is farther west. Greatest impacts should be well north and west of us, but we're not entirely out of the woods with possible severe weather on Tuesday and Wednesday.